Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vinca Ilahi. I will tell you about similar and different work culture in Indonesia and Korea. Similar work culture in Indonesia and Korea. First, the similarities between the work culture of Indonesia and Korea are mutual respect to build good cooperation. Second, internship at a certain company. Third, the work culture in Indonesia and Korea both brings employees to tourist spots to reduce fatigue and encourage co-workers. Now, I will tell you about difference in work culture in Indonesia and Korea. First, in Indonesia, this system may only be implemented for a few companies that do operate in certain fields such as marketing, accountants, and several others. The work culture from Korea is well known, namely the work rhythm is fast, complete, with the best result. Second, in Indonesia, there are still many who violate by arriving late, leaving early, sometimes even skipping work. Another work culture that is typical of Korean is time discipline. And third, in Indonesia, there are still many workers who delay work until overtime, and in Korea, job is number one and not procrastinate. That is all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Rika Astuti. I want to tell you some similarities and differences between Indonesian and South Korean workplace rules. Similarities. First, the working week in the most Indonesian and South Korean companies is similar, which is Monday to Friday. Second, Indonesian and South Korean must work arrive on time because it's very appreciated. Third, the work culture in South Korean and Indonesian both carry workers to tourist spots for reduced fatigue. Differences. First, South Korean work pattern is doing fast work and Korean workers usually have a target list, while the Indonesian work pattern too slow because the process is good without having to chasing targets. Second, the attitude of South Korean workers is known to be firm, especially superior to subordinates, while the attitude Indonesian workers is known as a polite attitude for to maintain harmony. Third, the workers in South Korea restrict interact with not co-worker relate to work. While Indonesian, they often interact, get closer to their co-workers. Thus are the similarities and differences work culture in Indonesian and South Korean. Thank you.
Hi all, allow me Wulandari to share some similarities and difference between work culture in Indonesia and Germany. Similar work culture in Indonesia and Germany. One, it is very important to respect time. If there is a promise, it will not change time easily. 2. Both have politeness when working. 3. Indonesia and Germany emphasize regulation to wear clothes in the right place while working wear work clothes. Difference in work culture in Indonesia and Germany. 1. In pursuit of goals, Germans prefer direct communication, while Indonesians something that are not like that. 2. In Germany, spoiled with a large number of holidays, 6 weeks a year. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, only weekends and official holidays are set by the government. National holiday. 3. Employees in Germany rarely hold meetings. Meanwhile, Indonesians often hold meetings to make discussions.
To introduce myself, my name is Alfina Damayanti. Allow me to confide some similarities and differences of work culture in Indonesia and France. Similar work culture in Indonesia and France. 1. At work should wear loose clothing and clothes that are not tight to maintain politeness when working. 2. Gender roles are not differentiated, but men and women have the same opportunity to occupy certain positions. 3. Long-term meetings. The people of France and Indonesia highly respect democracy, so maybe that's why they often hold meetings to discuss before making decisions in the office. Difference in work culture in Indonesia and France. 1. People in France are very restrictive of the association between co-workers. Most of them will not think of co-workers as friends, but only as co-workers colleagues. Unlike Indonesia, which can be said to be familiar with colleagues because Indonesia is famous for its hospitality. 2. In France, people tend to criticize those around them. So when working with French people, you must always be ready to criticize, in contrast to Indonesians who always maintain their reputation, and as much as possible not to insult or be disrespectful to the people we are trying to give input. 3. In France, it emphasizes the equality of human beings. When interacting with co-worker or manager, there is no need to use title like sir or mom, and only need to call their name, unlike Indonesia which prioritizes social hierarchy.